Back to Jailahul guys today. So what we're going to do. I'm going to make. I made a goat curry here. It does take a lot of time because it's taken me like 2 hours. But it's a really nice, delicious, runny uh, gravy of goat, and the meat is quite tender because it's been cooking on a slow heat for about hour and a half after frying the meat with onions. So already my mouth is full of water. So make sure you follow the full video for the whole recipe and check out the description if you do miss any ingredients. So yeah, just enjoy the video and the recipe, and make sure you try it if you can get goat, because it's very hard to get a goat here in the UK. I've got the pan here, so I'm going to put oil, so roughly about 4 to 5 tablespoons of oil. Or actually, let's make it about 6, 7. And then, right guys, so I've got 2 onions which are cut and diced, so I'm going to fry the onions. So half fry these. Right guys, so I'm going to put my ginger and garlic which are crushed. Guys, it's been about 7 to 8 minutes. I've been frying these onions. Right people, it's been 10 minutes, so I'm going to put my meat in. So I'm going to fry my meat now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bit more oil. 3 more spoons of oil in there to give it a good fry. So remember, it's going to be on a high heat, so we're going to fry this for about 4 to 5 minutes on a high heat, and then we'll put it on a low, medium heat. So guys, it's been about 5 to 7 minutes, and fry for another 2-3 minutes. Right guys, it's been a few more minutes, so now I'm going to put my masalas. So I've got roughly about 1.5 teaspoon of black pepper, about 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and then I've got garam masala. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of garam masala, and then 1 teaspoon of dry coriander. I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoon of salt. I mean, you could put it to your taste. And give that a good mix. Right guys, I've given a good mix of masala. Now I'm going to put in my chili and tomatoes. So I've got about 7 small hot chilies, and I've got about 3 small tomatoes chopped up. So I'm going to put that in, give it a mix, and then put it on a high heat for another 4 to 5 minutes and cook that. So everything's been mixed, all the tomatoes and chilies. So now I'm going to put a lid on it. So right people, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes. So now you can see it looks quite nice. So we've been frying it for about 10 to 15 minutes. All the tomatoes have dissolved into it and all the oil come up. So what I'm going to do now, I've got boiling water here, so kettle water which I've boiled, and I'm going to pour 1 glass of water in here. Right, and I'm going to put it on a low heat and turn the gas down a bit, and I'm going to leave that to dry out. So roughly about another, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes or so. Well, it's been about 15 minutes or so. So there's a goat still cooking, so I've left on a low heat. What I did do was I put in another about 3/4 of a glass of boiling water because I want my gravy to be running, so I want my curry to be running. So I'm gonna leave that to dry out and simmer a bit more. So probably we'll check another 20 minutes or so. So right people, it's been another 15 minutes. So still simmering away the water. So we still got a bit more water to dry out and get our curry to be slightly runny but not too runny. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some fresh coriander in there and leave some later for garnishing, so and let that cook with it. So I'll give it a little mix. So that's been mixed, and put the lid back on it for another 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll have a look. Well, it's been another 15 minutes, let's have a look. So that's there. So what are we going to check? We're going to check. So guys, see the meat still not tender enough. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a bit more water in. So roughly another glass of warm water. So roughly another glass. And then we're going to put our lid back on and leave it for another 15 to 20 minutes. Right people, it's been 20 minutes, so I'm going to have a look. That looks ready. So what we'll do, we're going to check the actual meat, see if it's tender. So let's grab a little piece of meat and we're going to check that. It looks tender, look at that. It's quite warm, quite hot. So guys, I'll let it, better cool it down, but look, it's nice and tender, quite hot, quite warm, but the meat is very tender now, so you can eat it. Yeah, well that's ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch this off and let it settle, and then I'll pour some in for little chef to try. So let's switch that off. That's ready now, so we're going to garnish it with coriander, so not too much, just a little bit in there, and we'll have it with a roti or a naan. So that's ready now to be eaten.